Nested for loops is where you have one loop inside another loop. Now that sounds incredibly simple, but loops are more complicated than if statements. So when we did nested if statements, it was very straightforward, but you need to really understand what's happening here because they're going to be very, very useful later on in some of the programming challenges I'm going to be giving you. So let's take for an example, let's do tens equals 1. We'll do it as a string. Remember, you can loop through letters in a string. So let's do 0, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to have units. And I know it looks weird that I'm storing numbers as strings, but it's just, you'll understand in a minute why. We're just going to use this to display all the numbers from 0 to 39. So units, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now, based on the last video, hopefully you know that if I do for number, I'll call it T, for T for tens, for T in tens, if I do print T, when I press run, you can see it's doing 0, 1, 2, 3, because that's each item of this. So on the first loop, T is 0. Then when it goes back up to the top and does it again, T becomes 1, then 2, then 3. So if we were to add in here another loop, so we could do for U in units. And we need to indent this, look. So it's part of this inner loop. What we can do is we can print T, comma U. Or we could do T plus U to join them together. So do you remember that's the arithmetic operator? Then when you've got two strings, it will join them and not add them. So it's a lot of skills you're now using in one program based on what the videos we've done so far. So remember on the first loop, T is 0. So when it's 0 here, it then goes into this for loop and T is still 0. But U will also be 0. So at the start, this will be 0, 0. But then it goes back up and it's still doing this loop. So U will become 1 and T still 0. So then it'll be 0, 1, then 0, 2, then 0, 3. So imagine it's this one and then each one like that all the way along. And when this loop's fully finished, it will then go to the next instance of this outer loop. So basically the entirety of this inner loop needs to be completed before it goes to the next instance of this loop here. So when I run this, you can see it's doing 0, 0, then 0, 1. So the T is staying at 0 until all of the U's have been gone through. So 0 all the way to 9. And then T goes to 1 and it starts again. So 1, 0, 1, 1. Now, as a concept, hopefully I've explained that well. Hopefully that makes sense. This idea of nested loops becomes quite powerful. And some famous algorithms that we'll look at later use nested loops. And also if we make games like battleships or tic-tac-toe or anything like that, we're going to use this skill to loop through our grid and things like that. So it's a really nice skill to have, but you need to just fully understand that the entirety of this loop will have to execute before we get onto the next instance of the outer loop. And that's nested loops.